Adrian, first person. Some men fear bullets. Others fear death. Me? I fear nothing except losing the one person who calls me daddy with absolute trust. That's why, after 15 years in the shadows dismantling militias, toppled regimes, and hunting ghosts darker than myself, I walked away. My last mission ended with a medal and the quiet realization that my daughter deserved more than a father who only returned between explosions. Arya was the reason I came home, and she was the reason I found myself in a ridiculous corporate lobby wearing the one shirt without burn holes because some agency thought pairing me with a manageable spouse could fix my financial situation. A fake marriage, a practical alliance, something for Arya's future. Then I saw her, Serena Vale, CEO of the most powerful defense tech corporation in the country. Beautiful, controlled, deadly without lifting a finger. Adrian Cole, she greeted, her eyes sweeping me like a scanner. Full-time father, military veteran, jobless but in excellent shape, she smirked. You're the candidate? No, I replied, not anymore, but the universe doesn't care about my comfort. Arya tugged my sleeve. Daddy, she's really pretty, and you're tired all the time. Maybe we don't get another chance. Serena raised a brow, amused. Wise child. Shall we get married, Mr. Cole? I almost choked. Then chaos hit. Mason Trent, pompous, loud, and apparently allergic to humility, stormed toward us, mocking my clothes, my bank account, even my past. When he grabbed Arya's wrist, something inside me snapped. I stepped forward, voice calm. Let go of my daughter. He laughed until Serena's voice sliced the air. Touch either of them again, Mason, and you won't have a job to show off. That shut him up. Corporate bullies fold quick when the CEO is watching. Then Serena said something that would change everything. I'm his wife. The room froze. Mason turned pale, and Arya beamed like she finally had a mom. After Mason was escorted out, Serena turned to me. You show up when it matters. That's exactly the kind of dependable stability I need in a fake husband. What do you say? I tried to refuse. I really did, but Arya looked up with those big, hopeful eyes. Daddy, please. So I said yes. Serena, first person, I didn't grow up dreaming of marriage. I grew up in laboratories, boardrooms, and war rooms. Romance never fit into the equation. Efficiency did. Control did. Reputation did. The marriage contract wasn't for love. It was to secure my trust fund, protect my assets, and eliminate the board's pressure to merge the company. A perfectly calculated move. But when Mason threatened Arya, something unexpected ignited in me, protectiveness. Real, sharp, and instinctive. Maybe this fake marriage was more complicated than I thought. After Adrian accepted, I returned to my office, pretending I wasn't thinking about the way he shielded his daughter with quiet, lethal confidence. Rita, my assistant, approached. Ma'am, shall I prepare a welcome gift for Arya? Yes, I said without hesitation. Make it special, because Arya wasn't just part of the contract, she was becoming part of my life. Arya, first person I know. Daddy tries to hide how tired he is. His eyes get this dark shadow when he thinks I'm not looking. I heard other kids talking about moms and families and sleepovers. And I wanted that too. But I tried not to say it, because Daddy always gives everything he can. But meeting Serena felt different. She stood up for us, like she already belonged with us. She looked scary to everyone else. But to me, she looked like someone who knew exactly how to protect people she cared about. When Daddy hesitated, my heart squeezed. So I asked him to say yes, because maybe, just maybe, this could be the start of something good. Adrian, first person. The morning after our whirlwind agreement, I was rushing Arya into her STEM tech camp when Serena called out, Mr. Cole, her check-in started 10 minutes ago, and did you use duct tape on her badge? Innovation over perfection? I tried. She's 6, not a prototype, Serena sighed. But she smiled, barely, but it counted. Go, I'll catch up later. Arya saluted like a tiny soldier. Pilot Arya Cole, reporting for launch. I watched her run toward the drone arena, her happy place. And for a moment, the world felt normal, until I heard crying. A boy twice Arya's size was yanking her custom drone out of her hands. This probably costs more than your dad makes in a year, he sneered. Give it back, Arya said boldly. It's mine. A small crowd formed, whispering about sponsors and status. I moved fast, but Arya moved faster. She twisted free, shoved the boy's arm away, and when he tried to swing his remote at her, she blocked it and made him drop the drone. He burst into tears. The boy's mother stormed over. You little brat, you made my son cry. Serena appeared behind her like a shadow. Really? She said, calm and terrifying. Because from here, it looks like your son tried to hit my daughter. My what? The woman blinked. My daughter, Serena repeated, and I highly suggest you reconsider your tone. Before the mother could argue, a familiar voice sliced through the tension. Adrian Cole, Lila Hart, my ex, sneered as if she'd found something stuck to her shoe. I didn't recognize you without your depression beard. Still broke? Still pathetic? Her new man, Damon Price, puffed his chest like an overfed pigeon. My girl upgraded. I make 7 figures now, unlike you. Arya squeezed my hand, and I felt her shaking. Serena didn't speak. She simply stepped forward, expression cold enough to freeze bone. My stepdaughter is not to be insulted, Serena said, especially not by people wearing knockoff designer outfits. Damon's jaw dropped. Knock, excuse me? Before this could escalate further, Serena's assistant jogged in, arms full of boxes. Miss Vale, the welcome gifts for Arya have arrived. The entire crowd stilled. One by one, crates were opened. 100 premium LEGO engineer sets. A limited prototype XTR-9 drone with full AI integration. And a private home laboratory setup, valued at $100 million. Silence collapsed over the room. Lila blinked rapidly, as if hoping the scene would disappear. This must be staged. He's lying. You can't be married to her. Arya stomped her foot. She is married to my daddy. Brandon, Damon's son, snorted. Your mom is dead, so she can't be real. Arya froze. My blood turned to fire. But before I could speak, Serena stepped in front of Arya and faced Damon, Lila, and the trembling boy. You insulted my husband. You insulted my daughter. And now you insult the dead. I should cancel more than just your contract. That was when Damon's niece burst into the room with frantic eyes. Uncle Damon, they canceled my deal. Behind her, a swarm of tattooed men entered the Crimson Bats, a local gang Damon had ties to. Their leader, Victor, cracked his knuckles. Who touched my niece? The room shook with fear, but inside me, calm settled like an old friend returning. Serena, first person, I'd read dossiers on Adrian Cole, shadow operative, classified missions, ghost-level clearance, but seeing him step forward, positioning himself between Arya and 50 armed gang members, was different. This wasn't a soldier, this was an apex predator protecting his cub. The gang started threatening, roaring, raising weapons, and Adrian corrected their stances like a disapproving instructor. 2 problems with the way you're holding that gun, he said. 1, your grip is weak. 2, the brass will fly back and hit you. A second later, the idiot fired, and the brass snapped into his own face. Adrian moved like water, disarming 4 men with casual precision, while Arya clung to his leg, giggling. When the last one fell, Victor shouted, You think 1 man can stop 100 of us? 1 man? Adrian wiped his hands. No, just a dad. The gang opened fire. Adrian disappeared. By the time smoke cleared, every gunman was on the ground, alive, but humiliated, and Victor was on his knees. I'll let you walk out, Adrian said. If you rebrand your gang as a charity. No more trafficking, no more thugs. Only community work. Victor nodded like a terrified bobblehead. The parents stared, horrified. Lila trembled. Damon tried to look dignified and failed. Then they begged, for forgiveness, for partnerships, for mercy. But Adrian only took Arya's hand. We're done here. And I realized something terrifying. This fake marriage might change me.
Arya.
First person. Everyone talked a lot, yelled a lot, said mean things. But Daddy stayed calm, like he always does when I need him most. And Serena stood in front of me like a shield made of steel and fire. Maybe she wasn't just pretending. Maybe she really wanted to be my mom. Adrian. First person Serena's estate wasn't a mansion. It was a fortress designed by architects with severe trust issues. Steel-framed glass, biometric locks, a garden that probably cost more than my annual salary before discharge. Arya's footsteps echoed as she ran circles around the marble floors. Daddy, this place is huge, she shouted. Can we live here forever? Her voice bounced through the halls, bright enough to erase every scar I carried. If this arrangement gave her even 1 year of happiness, I'd make it work. I'd learn to tolerate the luxury and the wealth and the CEO who was terrifyingly good at hiding her emotions. I was following Arya when I noticed Serena had vanished. Serena, I called. Silence. Serena, nothing. My chest tightened. Something was wrong. I could feel it. Years of combat never gifted me peace, but it sharpened my instincts. I found her in a half-lit hallway, one hand pressed to a control panel. Her face was pale. Move, she whispered. If I let go, the entire support column collapses. What column? She flicked her eyes upward. There was a faint mechanical whine above us. Something had malfunctioned. Pressure, weight, structural strain. If that pillar dropped, the overhead fixture could crush her. Serena, I said quietly, you should have called for help. I tried, she hissed. System jammed, and I didn't want Arya to see. That was the first time I heard her admit fear. I stepped forward, slid my arm along the wall beside her, and pressed my palm to the safety override. My strength stabilized it instantly. You can move now, I murmured. She didn't, not for a full second. Then she exhaled, slow, shaky. Thank you, she whispered. Her eyes met mine, and I saw something I hadn't seen before. Vulnerability. Not weakness. No, Serena Vale didn't have that in her DNA. But vulnerability, humanity. A crack in the armor she'd forged to survive billion-dollar boardrooms and a world full of sharks. Arya's voice echoed from the other room. Mom, Mommy, Daddy, where are you? Serena looked at me with wide eyes. She called me Mommy. She did, I said softly. And she meant it. Serena, first person. I'd never been afraid of collapsing structures, or hostile takeovers, or men with guns. But the thought of Adrian getting hurt while saving me, that terrified me. I tried to steady my heartbeat as we joined Arya in the main hall. The little girl ran straight to me, throwing her arms around my waist. Mommy, are you okay? The word mommy hit me with an unexpected force. I'd never imagined it, never planned for it, never thought it could belong to me. But it felt natural. Yes, sweetheart, I said, swallowing emotion. I didn't know how to manage. I'm fine. Adrian watched from a few steps back, his face unreadable. He'd seen worse than malfunctioning architecture, but he had never seen me like this. No one had. I cleared my throat and addressed them both. Your rooms are ready. Arya squealed and sprinted toward the staircase. Come on, Daddy, hurry. But Adrian didn't follow her, not right away. You okay? He asked softly. I nodded, just adjusting. Me too, he admitted. This family thing, it's new. His honesty disarmed me more than bullets ever could. Arya, first person. My new room wasn't a room, it was a dream. Pink lights, a ceiling projector, soft rugs like clouds, shelves bigger than me filled with books and tech kits. And the best part, a lab, with 3D printers and robot parts and glowing screens that looked like magic. "This is all for me?" I whispered. Serena knelt beside me. "All of it, sweetheart." I threw my arms around her neck, so fast she almost fell backward. I didn't mean to choke her, but she hugged me tightly. And for a moment, she didn't feel like the CEO of anything. She felt like Mom, Adrian, first person. Later that night, after unpacking Arya's things, I found Serena standing alone on the balcony, city lights washing her in silver. "You've given her a life I never could," I said quietly. Her chin lifted. "This isn't about money." "No," I agreed. "It's about intention. And you've shown more of it in one day than most people show in a lifetime." She didn't answer. Instead, she looked at the skyline like it held a truth she wasn't ready to say out loud. Then she breathed in, steady and sharp. "Adrian, we said this marriage was fake." I nodded stiffly. "We did. But today, when Arya called me mommy," her voice cracked. I didn't hate it. My heartbeat stumbled. "Neither did she," I said. A long silence stretched between us, full of unsaid things and new possibilities. Then Arya's small voice drifted from behind the door. "Mommy, Daddy, are you coming to tuck me in?" Serena's eyes widened. Hope, fear, tenderness, all tangled together. "We should go," she whispered. "We should," I agreed. We walked inside together, as a family. Serena, first person. When we tucked Arya into bed, she grabbed both our hands and whispered, "Don't go. Can you stay until I sleep?" Adrian sat on one side, I sat on the other. Arya drifted off, her fingers wrapped around ours like we were anchors. And in that moment, I knew the truth. This fake marriage wasn't fake anymore. Not for me, not for Arya, and maybe not for Adrian either. Arya, first person. Before I fell asleep, I heard Daddy whisper something to Serena. "We'll protect her, both of us." And Serena whispered back, "Always." I smiled, because even if they didn't see it yet, we were finally a real family.